Hello everyone and welcome to the first video on how to lose at video games for 2021. Hopefully we'll be having better days ahead of us in 2021, and we're starting off today with the first pickups video, to cap off 2020. Before I get into any of the games, I would like to say this is another thing before we talk about games. We'll talk about this awesome sweatshirt that I got from Public Space XYZ. If you want to look them up on Instagram, or I think their site is also the same. It's publicspace.xyz. They have all this great Pokemon and other gaming stuff, a little bit, but mostly Pokemon and Vaporwave crossover stuff. It's really cool. You can see this one I got for Christmas has the Gen 1 Ghost types on it, and it's really great, and it looks awesome, and it's very comfortable too. But it's just awesome designs. I would have wanted any one of them that were on the site when the first time that I went to it. This is the one that I got, and I'm very happy. So check these guys out, because this is I love these designs. They look great. Anyway, so there's a decent size stack next to me over here. There's a couple things that there's only one for a certain system, so I'm gonna start off with the things that there's only one of. For PS1, Army Men World War Team Assault. About 2 weeks ago, on the N64 Quest, I was playing Army Men Sarge's Heroes, which is the first game for the 64 for Army Men. And I knew I liked that game. I played it when I was a kid and everything, and I really enjoyed it. But it really made me want to, grab one or two more Army Men games that I didn't have, especially with there being so many of them on the PS1. So there's a whole sub-series, which is more serious and not as character-driven or comedy-wise as Sarge's Heroes, which is what has a lot of character for it. But the game itself, the shooting and fun stuff, was really fun. So grabbed one of the World War ones, which I didn't have any of, and this is actually the last one, I think, that they did on PS1. This came out in 2001, and there's one before it called Final Assault or something, or Final... it's World War Final something, and I was like, oh, that must be the last one. No, it's not the last one. There's World War Land, Sea, and Air, World War Final whatever, and World War Team Assault. And I also have Army Men 3D, and then you get the Sarge's Heroes, you get the Air Combat games, you get Green Rogue. PS1, there's so much on there. There's so much for Army Men. That was where they thrived. And they kept going for a couple more years, because I have Sarge's War for the GameCube, which is a really dark, serious, and really violent for this series. And even I have I thought I didn't have it. I was going to grab it because it was a weird one to me. But turns out I did. I think I got it last year. Army Men Major Malfunction for the Xbox, which I think is the last one before they just redesigned the series, and it got it looks dumb, and I don't like Soldiers of Misfortune. I don't want it. So anyway, that's the one PS1 game, and I had this specific reason for it. I was I played one, and now I want more, so I might not play it for a while, because I had 3D, and I haven't played it really, but my interest has been piqued by actually playing one of the games, because being oh yeah, this is fun. But anyway, I got one Xbox One game here. Not a game that you probably expect me to like, but when you're shopping for Christmas stuff at Five Below, and you're picking up this, that, and whatever, and you see an Xbox One game, and it's Jagged Alliance. Jagged Alliance Rage. A new entry in the Jagged Alliance series from the 90s on PC, a tactical strategy game. It's supposed to be good, and I don't know if this is good here necessarily, but it's $5, so what are you going to do, not pick it up? Check your local Five Below for Jagged Alliance Rage. It's I have nothing to say about it, really. I just, yeah, I did buy that because it was $5. 3 PSP games here. Two RPG type ones that I like. I was I don't know why I'm buying those, but they look good, and they look interesting and weird. So Lord of Arcana is actually a pretty cheap one that you can get still. I think you got the yellow line. No, the yellow line was just late releases, I think, which is weird, because I would not have pegged this as a late release, but it's not a favorite, greatest hits, favorites, whatever you want to call it, because on PSP it was called Favorites. Why did they do that? Lord of Arcana, action RPG from Square Enix. Not expensive, but it's supposed to be good. Good stuff. I'll take PSP RPGs. There's a lot of good ones, both Japanese ones, which I don't care about so much, and Western ones. I like Untold Legends. I know a lot of people don't, but I'll be interested in any of them. And then Dungeon Maker 2, The Hidden War. There's 2 Dungeon Maker games on PSP. And if you want to talk about, like, strategy and sim games and stuff like that, it's going to be very slow, but, like, it's supposed to be cool stuff. Published by UFO, actually. They did publish a good handful of games on the PSP. I've probably seen more UFO games on PSP than I did, like, any other, anything else at the time except for DS, because they did do a lot of DS. They snuck in a lot of stuff there, but not a lot of console stuff going on for UFO at the time. But yeah, Dungeon Maker 2 Hidden War, another cool one. And then not really an RPG, but another one, late release. You could get this one sealed for a long time, and I should have gotten it probably a long time ago, but I didn't. Fat Princess Fistful of Cake. And I think the thing about Fat Princess, I think it's on the Best of PlayStation Network, which I have on PS3 as a cool little compilation disc. And then this is the PSP one, and I think I stayed away from it because it's supposed to be like a multiplayer focused game, and I was like, oh, why am I going to get it? But it was like less than $10, and I was like, yeah, it's got single player. It always looked cool. I like the art style and stuff for it. So I grabbed that too. They got 4 DS games here now. 4 DS games, not a whole lot, but these 4 games that are just absolute bangers right here. I was looking at it. I brought one game home the other night, and I was like, damn, I just like really like pumped up my DS collection this past month. First of all, we get a Pokemon game, Pokemon Diamond. Diamond is the version that I played 10, 11 years ago when I played Gen 4 for the first time, and had not touched it since. Never played any other version from Gen 4, but this is the one I came through at work, and I was thinking about it. It was a really nice copy here, and I was like, oh, if you want a Pokemon game, this is kind of I should grab this one. And I was thinking about it a lot, specifically the past month and a half or so, because my girlfriend has Pokemon Platinum, a complete Pokemon Platinum. It sits right there over on the bookshelf right there that I can see from here. And I'm always walking by it down the hallway, and I look at it, I'm like, oh man, that's a beautiful copy of Platinum right there. It's, everyone wants that game, of course. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, there's a copy of Platinum in the house. Then you start thinking, well, that's the one game you can't borrow. You can't borrow Pokemon games. You can only do one save. So I was like, oh shit, I don't have anything for the main series Gen 4. I have Soul Silver, which is one of my prized possessions is my complete Soul Silver, but that doesn't really count as far as the Sinnoh Gen 4 games. So ultimately I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna grab this. Gonna have a proper Gen 4 game in my collection, complete and everything. So good stuff. Glad to have that. Next, another Kirby game. One of the few Kirby games that I didn't pick up a couple months ago. Kirby Squeak Squad on the DS, which is more or less the main series entry on the DS. He had a bunch of them on the DS too. He had Superstar Ultra, the port. Mass Attack, which is the sort of Pick Mini. There's a bunch of Kirbys. Canvas Curse. That's another one. That's one I don't have. And Canvas Curse, though, is that weird. It's the line drawing one, they followed up with on the Wii U. It's weird how that's more or less a sub-series at this point. But this is sort of like a proper Dreamland game. So a good one. One that I knew that I was gonna want to pick up. Now here's a big hitter right here. Dementium II. $50-ish for a complete copy I paid, and I was like, goddamn, you do it. This game goes for much more than this. It goes for $50 loose. And I saw this copy pop up online, and I was like, yeah, motherfucker, give it to me. Still, I constantly put off playing the first one, even though I know it's really, really high up on my backlog. Because it's such a unique game. It's a really cult classic of a game. And you just never see Dementium 2 anymore. So I was like, God, I gotta pull the trigger on that. So yeah. Some bangers here, and then finally, Boing, Docomodake DS. Cool, goofy, Ignition published game with a mushroom and puzzle solving, and I've always seen this. I see this all the time as a hidden gem of the DS. It's goofy, it's funny, it's weird. Really glad to grab this too. All right, moving on to let's do Switch next, because the last thing I'm gonna do for the PS1. Switch games. one thing I got here, Ring Fit Adventure. My boss got me this for Christmas. I had put off buying it for a really, really long time because as much as I did want to play it, I did want to use it. I was using Wii Fit U for a couple months this past year when I couldn't go to the gym and everything. I still can't go to the gym, and I'm not going to the gym. Fuck that. But yeah, Ring Fit Adventure, I was like, oh, that would be really great. I'd love to pick that up, but I was, at the old apartment, we were on the second floor, and I'm like, I don't want to be stomping around all the time. And then we got the new apartment, and the new apartment is also on the second floor. So I was just like, yeah, I guess I just really don't want to play Ring Fit. Like, I don't want to stomp around and everything like that, because I was under the impression there was a lot of, running in place and stuff. But he picked it up for me because he has it, and he said that you can customize it a lot so that, if you don't want to do a lot of running, a lot of stomping around on the floor and everything, we can change it up a bit so that there's less of that. And I haven't opened this yet. Or I opened it to look at it. I haven't played it. But I was thinking about today, honestly, was probably the day I was going to start using it. So we've got this to do. I've got Destruction Derby 64 to finish up, and I was probably going to launch into this after that and see how true that is and see how well I do with it. And hopefully we'll use it more in the next couple months. And we've got another decent sized stack of Switch games besides that, starting with Untitled Goose Game. One of the big hits of like last May or so, when it came out digital. And hey, I didn't realize this is an IM 8-bit release. I have another one of those coming up that we'll talk about. But Untitled Goose Game. Really just surprised that I didn't already buy this, but it was because it launched digital, and then by the time the physical came out, I think a lot of the hype and the interest had died down in it. But I got a Best Buy gift card, so I was like, oh yeah, go get Untitled Goose Game if they still have it on physical there. That's like, this is your reason to buy it. It comes with cool stuff. I haven't played it yet because I only got it the other day, but it comes with Goose sticker, and I think there's a map. There's a manual in here. So there's a manual. I think there's a map of the village. A really nice physical edition that you can still mostly pick up at Best Buy. I've seen it go out of stock a couple times, but I think it's still there. I mean, I just got it the other day, so. Another one, Ion Fury, another, limited physical releases. I hadn't bought one of the limited run Best Buy games in a while, but Ion Fury, related actually somewhat to another game that's in the Switch stack, at least the reason I specifically wanted to pick this up. But Ion Fury it's a boomer shooter. It's a boomer shooter from 3D Realms, built on the build engine, the old build engine, like I think Quake, I'm right in assuming Doom and Quake and stuff like that, all built on that. 3D Realms, Shadow Warrior, and Duke Nukem. Not it. I got that in my brain because of this. But anyway, let's still talk about Ion Fury. They actually had to change the name on this because they originally titled it Ion Maiden. And not only was it called Ion Maiden, which is really, really close to Iron Maiden, but also if you look at the font that they were using and the fact that Iron Maiden also has not one, but two first-person shooters in the history of the band for promotional materials. They have the old Ed Hunter game from the PC from like 2000, and they currently have a phone game that's a shooter. So the band, I don't really blame them for it. They actually sued and were like, "Don't use that name. Like, we will sue you. We want payment for you obviously trying to invoke our name for selling your game." But this game looks really cool. It's supposed to be really good. Really, really just a classic first-person shooter. A very 90s first-person shooter. Fast and violent and cool stuff. Cool stuff. I'm glad to have picked this up. And we'll move on here to Doom for the Switch, which I wanted. So I wanted this for like 3 years since it's been out on the Switch. And because I wanted it so bad, I had my copy of Doom sitting over there on the PS4 shelf that I'd played like 2 hours of like 4 years ago when it came out. And then I knew, like, not long after it came out, it was coming out for Switch, and I was like, oh man, I'm going to really want that. But then Bethesda publishing the Switch games, this and Skyrim, They did that, and then they didn't really bother to keep printing them. And you're seeing it even now with Doom Eternal, like not getting physical on the Switch ultimately. So I have a tough choice to make on that if I want to buy it on PS4 and then maybe not play it. I still have Doom VFR for the PS4, but I have this now on Switch. I've already played it. It was awesome. It's so good. Like 10 out of 10, like the best you're going to get for this type of first-person shooter. And it's portable. It was really, really amazing to see it running on the Switch, on my Switch Lite. Like, oh, so good. I posted about it on Instagram, though. I was so frustrated. There is a big, big old glitch that I ran into at the very end of the game. The very end of the game, literally, as you're finishing the last boss fight. I didn't really get to do the ending at first because I was playing it. I was up to like 1:30 in the morning. I was like, I'm going to finish this. I can feel it. I'm right there. And I kept fighting the last boss. I eventually beat her, and there was a glitch because you're supposed to glory kill her. So you walk up to her and you click down the right stick, and it kind of sets off the cinematic of her like big glorious death. Instead of letting me walk up to her and trigger the glory kill, they put a big invisible wall all around her, so I couldn't do it. I was really mad. I actually did it twice. I was like, no, if I restart it and I do it again and I try to walk up to her and do the glory kill, can I do it again? Did it twice that night. The glitch happened both times. The next day I restarted my Switch, did the boss fight again, and I was able to do it, but it was like the magic was like so gone. I had to like, before I went to bed at like 1:30 in the morning, I watched the cinematic of the ending of the game. I was so frustrated. But other than that, because that happens on actually, I think, other versions of the game, it's not a Switch thing, I was really enthralled with this game. So good. Other first-person shooters that have just made an indelible mark on my gaming experience over the years, Bioshock the Collection. Finally pulled the trigger on getting the Bioshock Collection, having played all 3 main series Bioshock games and loved all of them. Some more than other people, some less than other people. But still, the first one specifically is like one of the best games I've ever played. But I never played for any of these games any of the DLC. And I knew that I wanted to get the DLC eventually. I wanted to get this on PS4. You know what? It came out PS Plus, and I got it on PS4, and I was like, well, okay, I don't have to buy it, but I will play the Bioshock Collection and play the DLC so I can see all this stuff, all this story stuff I haven't seen. And then it came out on Switch. It came out like it might have been, last year. It might have been a long time ago, but Bioshock, Borderlands, and XCOM all got their 2K collections. And there was the big, download required, and when you actually went to look up at how much was on the cartridge, it was very obvious that, similar to the Resident Evil thing, it was you're downloading most of these games, you're downloading most of the game you're going to play. Hardly anything's on the cartridge, so I was like, yeah, as much as I'd love to play Bioshock on the Switch, I don't want to buy this. Then this was before Christmas, this was $20 online. And I bought this, and I bought a new SD card for my Switch. And I bought this specifically because I was buying the SD card because I needed it, and I was going to have so much space. I was like, okay, I can handle the big 31 gigabyte download for this game. I can bite the bullet on that. And I'm getting it new, so I'm going to get everything. Was glad to find out, however, that unlike the Resident Evil pack where you have a code for the other 2 games, the games that aren't on it, you do get access, putting the cartridge in, basically, even if you used copy, allows you access to all 3 games, which is, I was so grateful for that at the very least, knowing that there was going to be a huge download. At the very least, if you buy a used copy of Bioshock or Borderlands or XCOM, you do get all 3 games. You don't miss anything out. So be aware of that. I'm at least grateful for that. Next. Oh, this dumb, goofy-looking game. Supermarket Shriek. I have not played this. It's still sealed and everything. But how could I not have bought this? It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be just goofy and crazy and fun. You run around a supermarket with a goat in your shopping cart, and I mean, just the fact that, like, are those actual goats down there? I don't even know what those are. They look like riot shields. But yeah, just the fact that, like, there's this, it's silly, it's goofy, it looks fun. And I'm still waiting for them to put more episodes of Supermarket Sweep on Netflix so I can rip through those again like I did over last summer, last spring. Because just Supermarket Sweep is awesome. So yeah, I have nothing else to say about it. It's ridiculous. Look at it. Haven't played it. I will. And these ones kind of go together. These are Sega sequels / remakes from Limited Run that I waited for most of 2020 to get these because I was waiting on the update that was going on the Panzer Dragoon that took forever. And because I'd ordered them at the same time, I also didn't get my Streets of Rage 4 while it was getting a physical retail release, while it was getting traded in at work, while I was seeing all these people. It was going on discounts, everything like that. And I'm like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this. I would have played this. And I already have played it, actually. I played it, a run through of this the other night. With my girlfriend. It was really, really good. Art style is great. Music is great. Really good. Just really, really fun. Quick, but there's a lot of characters in it. There's like 17 characters. So yeah, I definitely recommend Streets of Rage 4. And looking forward to playing Panzer Dragoon, which is a type of game that I really, really like. I haven't played this one yet, though. I did play this. So good stuff. So that caps off Switch. And we will finish the final pickup video of 2020 games with a stack of PS4 games. We're going to leave that till the end. But we've got here the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. If you don't know, FMV games are becoming a thing again because we can pay decent actors and decent writers to make games and film scenes for them. And this is a Lovecraftian FMV murder mystery that came out on Limited Run. And I'm looking forward to trying it. I bought it. It's still sealed. And I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how soon I'm going to play it, but that's my type of game right there. Next we've got Knack II. I have Knack 1 and I haven't played it, but I just like... I like these types of games. It's PlayStation exclusive. And I'm kind of like, lately I've been playing my PS4 a lot, and it's almost like I'm giving it this big send-off as the PS5, comes out, and I get ready to, at some point next year get a PS5. And yeah, just be like, alright, you gotta finish up these PS4 games. No, I mean, it's not like I have, 10 other consoles with games that I have to play on them. And the PS4 is still going to be active for a while going forward, but I don't know, it's weird. It feels like, I should play all these PS4 games that I've been meaning to get to. That's kind of what I'm doing. And I grabbed Knack 2. I might not play that anytime soon. I haven't played the first one, but this year, Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019. As I will do with anybody who shoots their shot to make a football game and make something respectable and make a good engine, I will give Maximum Football 2019 a shot. This is actually hilarious because they just came out with the new... Oh no, excuse me, I misspoke. It's not out yet. But they did just come out with a sequel to this, Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2020. That releases in February. Instead of being like every other sports franchise and titling it for the year coming up, they're releasing the next game in February. These cost $20, by the way. If you want to buy these brand new, they're $20. Give you an idea as to what you're getting out of it. There's no licenses, there's no nothing like that, and it touts itself as a college football game, but it could be anything. It doesn't really matter because, I mean, they're going to give you a college football setting, but you're going to make everything. There's nothing real to it. But I'll give it a try. But yeah, the new one, Maximum Football 2020, comes out in 2021, February of 2021. So, okay. Maximum is the publisher for this. They're right there. Maximum needs to get its shit together at some point, but hey, I don't mind giving this game a shot. Batman Arkham VR. When I got my VR, like a year and a half ago, it was over I went to say last summer, the summer before that, and I really enjoy using it, but I don't use it that much. But I did borrow this because from the store because I knew that this was supposed to be a really short but a really good game. And I did play a little bit of it, but I didn't play the full, like, hour, 2-hour experience that it was. I knew I enjoyed it, and I'd get it eventually, and here we are. I think I paid $10 for this at Best Buy while I was doing some other shopping and stuff. And Deadlight. This is Deadlight Director's Cut. This didn't get a physical over here, but it got a physical in Europe, so you can just buy a PAL version of this. I bought this really soon after finishing one of my favorite games that I played this year. Not that it came out this year, but it was one of my favorite games I played this year. The Sexy Brutale, published and partially developed by Tequila Works. Having now played 2 Tequila Works games, Sexy Brutale and Rhyme, and absolutely loving both of them, I really am looking forward to playing this and to playing Invisible Hours, which is the other game that they made. And it's a VR game, so I'll be checking that out. This is a sort of zombie apocalypse survival game, so not necessarily genre-wise something I'm really into, but I just really have come to really enjoy this developer. So I did want to get more of their games. And lastly, this is awesome. This is something I got for Christmas. I really, really wanted it. I was so excited when it was coming out. I absolutely love this. This is one of the nicest, most beautiful collector's edition sets I've ever seen. This is the Annapurna Interactive Deluxe Limited Edition Collection, made by I Am 8-Bit. So that was what I was saying before. They did the Untitled Goose game thing, and they've been publishing and printing Annapurna's games for a little while now. So this is a collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games published by Annapurna Interactive, who just pick and choose all types of indie games and give them a little bit more of a push and publish them on various sites. And you're seeing a couple of these games already getting limited run. They're getting I Am 8-Bit. They're getting, these smaller printing places are publishing them. I think you can get Kentucky Route Zero and Sayonara Wild Hearts are 2 games that you can actually go to like a Best Buy and buy the I Am 8-Bit versions, just like with Untitled Goose Game. But I will just show you real quick just the lovely looking and feeling and well-made package that this is in. This is not it's not 8 Blu-ray cases. There is a version of that did 8 Blu-ray cases, but I really just like this. It's like this folio style. You have a foreword from the founder of Annapurna, and then each game going through it. This is artwork for Gorogoa. And these are all very different types of games, and they're very interesting, and they're very, like, art housey stuff. The only one of these that I've played myself, and I've played it twice now, it was one of my favorite games of the last generation, was What Remains of Edith Finch, and that's why I'm so into this publisher. This type of game, like being the publisher to publish What Remains of Edith Finch and seeing the other stuff and being like, that looks awesome, that looks awesome, that looks awesome. Really excited to play any of these. So Gorogoa. This, of course, is What Remains of Edith Finch. That's a bit of the inside of the house in the front door. So you have all that. This is Outer Wilds. This is the Outer Wilds. Donut County. You might have seen Donut County. I think it got a limited run. It was like a puzzler. Partly a physics-based puzzler. It's you're like a hole in the ground. You just go around and sort of Katamari Damacy everything. Eat it up and get bigger. This is Sayonara Wild Hearts. Sayonara Wild Hearts there. This is another actually FMV game similar to Dr. Dekker. This is Telling Lies. That was the one that I had heard of the least, by the way. When I was getting this, I had not heard of Telling Lies whatsoever. This is Kentucky Route Zero TV edition. That's probably the one that I'll play first. That one looks really cool. And lastly, they didn't even put a description in the game for this, but everything just looks so adorable. This is Watum. And there you go, just a lovely, well-made package. It looks like a book on a shelf. It's one of my favorite things that I own. Just for my PS4 collection, it's probably my favorite thing I have. But like, it is a lovely, lovely set. I highly recommend checking out this company and any of these games, specifically What Remains of Edith Finch. If you haven't played it, it's 2 hours. It's awesome. And that's it. Uh, Looking forward for 2021 to be better than last year. That doesn't necessarily mean it will be, y'all. But let's be in this together. Let's start this year off right. Stay inside. When you go out, wear your mask. For the love of God, wear your mask. When you get vaccinated, please get vaccinated. When it's your turn. And then go home. And then continue to act the same as you have. And then go back out. Get your other dose. Go back home again. And then when we're all vaccinated, we can stop wearing masks and we can hug each other and we can do this. We can do this. It's 2021 now, but that doesn't mean anything's different yet. Okay. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right.